2, 1.
Ready.
Just relax and enjoy the ride.
In crowd, 815. In crowd, 815. In crowd, 815. In crowd, 815. 815.
You know, most animals, they show their teeth as a sign of aggression. We as humans, though, we do it as a sign of friendliness. I'm Greg. He's Tom. This is your In Crowd 815 podcast for the first day of June, the year 2024, the latest it has ever been.
In the
How's your
history
teeth?
of mankind.
Arr.
They're okay, I guess.
Thanks, Dr. Soltis. I got this.
Snoopy never shows his teeth. Snoopy never shows his teeth
And he
because
doesn't have
he
a-
is too nice.
There's the smile.
He's got a nice smile, though. Well, yeah, it looks like a weird smile, but
Snoopy's
yeah,
got
it
a
is.
goofy
It's
grin.
there.
It's a
there.
cute little goofy grin.
You know, if I was ever in the dating circuit, I would never get a date online. They'd see my stuffed animals. They're like, "Oh, what is your collection?" Well, you know, stuffed animals.
I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know, Tom. I think
Oh.
there'd be a lot of women that'd be perfectly fine with that. I think there'd be a lot of women.
Probably a lot of women I wouldn't be attracted to because well let me just finish that off. Here's why. Because I think it's a little odd. I know I'm a little odd. How would I work with an odd, you know what I mean? Dating an odd person. My wife's probably listening in and going, "What is he talking about?" Never mind. I'm not. Don't worry. But I'm just saying, I think I dug myself a hole here. Snoopy. God bless Snoopy. No, I'm just saying. I know I'm a little strange, but stuffed animals actually have quite a meaning for me. I really just.
I'm glad you do. It's your thing. I got a thing for you too.
Anyway,
it's called the big number of the week.
Do you?
With our current race to 10, this could be it today. This could be a winner. Our race to 10 has Tom leading by a score of 9-8.
Oh,
Yeah. So this could be the winner right here. Our big number of the week this week is 965,000. The answer is messy or menu. Messy or menu.
Ooh,
and
all right.
what is your guess? Put it in the comments if you're watching along at home. Let us know what you think the big number of the week might have to do. All you're guessing is messy or menu. That's it. That's it. If you want to take it a step further and come up with a story of why you think that number has something to do with one of those words, that would be fun. But you don't have to do that. You can just put messy or menu in the comments and have bragging rights for the next week for getting it right.
Well, my grandkids are so messy when I take them out to dinner. They always spill something on the menu. Wait, it's a different kind of messy.
5,000 crumbs are
Lionel
left
Messi.
behind every time we go out to eat with the kids.
There you go. There you go. So both of them are correct.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
I know our guest right now is trying to log on. So I want to double check here and see if I can send him a Facebook message to make sure they're at the right place, because I don't know if they're at the right place. So I'm going to put this in the chat because we have got a couple of guests lined up for us today, Tom. I'm excited because West Rock Wake Park founder Daniel Jarrett, he's been on the show before. They've got a big summer planned.
Yes, he has.
Levings Lake Park,
right?
In conjunction with the Rockford Park District.
A very, very nice place.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm. It is.
And it's one of those things, because of its location, most people might not have driven by it and really realized it's there. It's not on Springfield. It's off of Springfield, a block or whatever it is. So you gotta get off kind of a main drag area to get to where it's at, but it's worth the detour. It's worth the coming off the beaten path and going over to Levings Link and seeing what they got going on over there. If you ever have even just free time during the week. Just kind of driving by and seeing if there's anything going on. See if there's people out there using the West Rock Wake Park and going around, tooling around. It's a very, very cool location. And yeah, so check that out when you get a chance. All right, we've got Tom with his guests in. Is he going to be right? I don't know. Daniel's still trying to log in here. So I think we're probably gonna flip-flop guests. So we're probably gonna go with Claire first instead of Daniel, because Daniel's still trying to get in and set up over there at West Rock Wake Park. And since Claire's ready and smiling and looking all happy, good morning to you, Claire.
Good morning. How are you?
Or should I say Clarissa? I see you put Clarissa as your name here on the.
You know, I go as both, so I'm not offended either way.
Okay. Well, you're on location this morning. What's your drink of choice at the location that you're at?
It is just a plain iced coffee. I'm a little bit bland, a little bit boring, but it gets the job done.
Okay. My wife's an iced coffee gal, so she likes that stuff too. So
I resonate with that.
Awesome.
I like regular hot coffee. You can see the steam coming up.
See, I'm usually a hot coffee in the morning, iced coffee the later the day gets. But this morning I was like, I just need a lot of coffee at once, and I didn't want it to go cold while I was here. So
here's the funny thing: cold coffee for most people, disgusting. Old coffee, disgusting. Coffee with cream, disgusting. Coffee with sweetener, disgusting. But iced coffee, I love. And the funny thing about it, I do. Because it's got that mocha taste, it's got the flavoring, all the things I supposedly don't like. Give me an iced coffee any day and I will drink it. The problem is I drink it in about 22 seconds because it's really good. Oh my God, I love iced coffee. That's why I don't.
You're probably getting really caffeinated really quickly.
Oh yeah. I think I'm immune to caffeine though. I think I am. But anyway, because I can drink a cup of coffee at night and then fall asleep at 10:30 with no problem.
I'm the same way. I am the same way. So I feel you there.
Yeah.
All right. I'm still trying to fix things up with Daniel here, and
You're doing great.
it's fun to do this on the fly.
It is.
Google Calendar. There we go. All right, so he should be all right. So Claire, or before we get into the big reason why we have you on the program today, Claire, tell us a little bit about yourself. Are you a native Rockfordian? Did you grow up here? What school did you go to? What led you to the place where you are now, where you're directing at Starlight Theater and doing some cool stuff at Tadmore Tailoring?
I am a Rockford native, so I was born and raised here, and then I kind of traveled out to Chicago for a couple of years. I went to school at Columbia out there in Chicago, and after graduating, I just stayed because I loved it out there, and I was getting gigs in the directing field. That's what I went to school for, and then I found my way back to Rockford, as so many of us do, it seems.
Hard to leave.
It's hard to leave officially.
Mm-hmm.
And all of my family was still in Rockford. And once I got married, all of his family was also in Elgin. So it was like kind of that in between. And then some of his family was also in Rockford. It just made more sense, particularly when we had kids. So it all just came together. It came back to Rockford. But I was still doing directing work out in Chicago because I didn't want to fully leave that. I had worked, too many years to just give that up, but I was commuting a lot.
It's a long commute.
It's a lot of commute. So I was like, this is great, but maybe I look around the area as well. And I started working out at Woodstock Opera House, which was great as of last year. That was a great opportunity. And then I've been a part of Starlight Theater since I was, I think, 7. I did the math the other day. Which I am very far away from 7 now. I will say that without giving away my age too terribly. But I found my way back there just a couple of times over the last decade or so. I wasn't consistently there, again, because I was out in Chicago and I was moving and I was in school. But when I came back, I went and saw all the shows, and my sister actually worked out there. She's a music director at Starlight pretty consistently. I was like, hey, I should reach out to Chris just to see what opportunities are going on out there.
Yeah.
So we chatted a little bit, and he's like, oh, yeah, keep you in mind, ADing or something. Then more years passed, and I got booked. I got busy doing Woodstock gigs and traveling out to Chicago again, and I started doing radio work, so I was doing some radio dramas too. And then Chris approached me about directing Legally Blonde, which was pretty darn exciting, and that's where I'm at right now.
I got to ask, because of your experience and the different things that you've been able to do over the years in the theater world, in all honesty, in all candor here, where does Starlight Theater as a venue and then maybe as a community rank up there with the other places that you've been able to experience?
Oh, dang. It is the grandest scale by far that I've ever worked on.
Yeah.
So right off the bat, the scale and the almost the showcase of it, the grandness of the showcasing is unlike anything I've personally worked on. I've worked in a lot of black box theaters, which is quite literally as opposite as it can possibly get from Starlight. There's also something about the aesthetic and the camaraderie that's in Starlight. The people that go there predominantly have been doing Starlight most of their lives or seeing shows at Starlight most of their lives. So there's already like an emotional attachment to everybody that's a part of it. And even the people that are new, they just jump right in as if they've been there for years, which I've never seen anything quite like that at a theater that I've worked at.
Yeah.
But it's a lot, I'll say this gently, it's a lot more work than most theaters I've also worked at, just because of how many inner workings there are backstage, on stage, taking care of the stage. That place is massive. It's a beast of its own. And then the show itself is probably the hardest show I've ever had to direct, on top of the hardest venue I've ever had to direct at, because it's also very big and it's like 17 locations in one musical. And you're like, oh, how am I going to pull that off?
There's a lot of moving pieces to this show, everybody.
It just keeps going. You know how crazy it is.
Yeah.
It's a lot, but there's only been kindness and openness and great communication from my team and the crew, and volunteers are amazing, which I've never seen so many people jump to volunteer so quickly at a place before. Again, because I think it's just that emotional connection. It's almost like a family tie into the relationship of this theater company, that it's special. It's just really special.
It really is. And this is my technically 7th season at Starlight. And I usually, when I volunteer, when you audition to be at Starlight and you accept a role, you also accept that you need to volunteer some way, shape, or form outside of your role, outside of the show that you're doing. And normally over the years, I'll just jump in on concessions and help with concessions, because my wife likes doing that, and that gives us something we can do together. This year, I jumped in and actually spent an afternoon on the day crew, and got to experience, painting some sets and seeing some of the construction that was going on, and like you said, the camaraderie and just the community of it all. It's really something special. So if someone wanted to ever plug in and not necessarily be an actor or a singer or any of those performance roles, there's a lot of other things to do.
There's so much. I had a summer when I was doing summer classes at RBC, so that I didn't have to do my gen eds while I was away in Chicago. I was like, let's save some money. But I was also on the day crew for like a year, and it was hard in the most amazing, fulfilling way I've ever experienced with a job before. It was fun to the point where I was like, I volunteered to do this again just to do it. And that was kind of great. I like painting. I like constructing. I don't look like someone who would really be good with tools, but I really enjoy power tools. And so getting to know that volunteers can help in that way, or be in the crew, which makes them part of the show, especially in our show, we've incorporated the crew to being like in costume. it's kind of a fun way to do theater, partake in theater, and support theater without actually having to memorize a single thing.
Right. Absolutely. Well, I'm putting in the chat the link to Starlight Theater's Facebook page, so you can take a look at all the different things that are going on around Starlight Theater. And then this other link is for tickets because, hey, Wednesday night, guess what happens?
Woohoo!
This right here, Legally Blonde. We're hitting the stage, and
Opening.
it's funny, Tom, because this you don't know Claire very well, and I probably know her a little bit better than you do. She's not someone who maybe has ever worn pink, but maybe 4 or 5 times in her entire life.
It's true.
And the funny thing
Are
is, I'm
you?
wearing a pink
I
hat,
see it.
although you
I
can't
see it.
tell, and a pink shirt.
Yeah, no, Greg is right. I have maybe worn it 5 times throughout my 30 plus years of life, and it was probably because I lost a bet, to be honest.
You know, here's something kind of funny too. I don't know why you hate pink so much, but I love the color pink. I do. But when I play softball, and on a team I used to play on, you know, a bunch of macho men, if you strike out, you have to wear the
Oh,
pink shirt
really?
the next time at bat. It's funny. Oh,
love
yeah,
it.
you get ridiculed.
Don't strike out.
strike
Don't strike
I
out.
don't hate pink either. I just don't. I mean, this sounds dumb, but I don't like wearing any color. I only have black in my wardrobe. I might have some white and some gray. But over the years, especially as I've gotten older, I'm like, hey, if I don't enjoy it, why is it in my closet? I don't like wearing these things. But I love it on other people.
There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. I wear a lot of pastels because I'm pasty white. I wear pastels because I like how pastels make me feel. I don't wear black just because I don't feel like that's because I'm pasty white. I don't wear black because to me it just, I don't know.
It feels good.
I don't know. It makes me feel like a newspaper or something. No, I don't like it.
But your pastels feel
But that's
good.
okay.
The
That's
other
all
ones
right.
don't
To
feel
each
good
his
for you.
own, or to each their
It's
own.
about feeling good when I'm wearing.
Yeah,
when
you
I wear
know what?
something I don't feel good in.
That's
It's just silly.
That's exactly right.
Find what works for
That is
you.
exactly right.
Go with that. Go with what works for you. So there's 5 big shows
That's right.
at Starlight Theater this season. Legally Blonde opens up the season this Wednesday. We also have Guys and Dolls, which is a lot of familiar music. I'm really looking forward to this show as much for the music as I am the dancing and the staging and on the lighting and everything else. Newsies, Disney's Newsies involves some of the quite a few young folks here in our area, and that's actually the show I thought I was going to get cast in, Claire. I was only slightly surprised to be cast in Legally Blonde.
Yeah.
Because those were the 2 shows I saw that maybe there's a role for a guy of my stature and such. But I'm very, 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 very happy with the role that I was offered and accepted. So very thrilled to be doing what I'm doing in Legally Blonde. And then the big, I should say that the summer main season wraps up with The Color Purple, which is just an amazing epic tale. So you want to come out and see that as well. Beauty and the Beast is this year's Starbright show. And all of the actors in that between the ages of 8 and 18. So that is happening in August, and you'll want to come out and see Beauty and the Beast and see how Starlight puts that on the stage in August. So I want to make sure we recap all of that so everyone knows what's going on there, and then ask you real quick before we let you go and get into trivia. We're going to do a little trivia, Claire, just so you know.
Okay, I'm ready.
You're also involved in this thing called Tadmore Tailoring, and we had Serene on the show a while back talking about the different things that she's doing to well, what did she say? Save the planet through a pair of jeans. How did she put it?
That's right. Yeah, she has a lot of amazing phrases, but that's one that I hear the most popular. She also says improving the fashion industry with every stitch, which I personally love that one too, because that feels very connected to what we do on a day-to-day basis.
I think of, here's what I think of, Claire.
Okay,
we as a country, we waste so much food and clothing. It's just kind of absurd. And her take on it to me seems to be like, you know what? There's no reason why we need to waste all these fabrics and clothing, even though maybe something is somewhat wore out, things can be reused and repurposed. And you guys do a lot of really cool stuff at Tadmore.
It's amazing the amount of things that we can do, and I've learned a lot since being there. You know, a couple of years ago I started, and I feel like every week I'm learning about a new way to be sustainable with my clothes or with everything else. I think I told Serene this the other day. Maybe I didn't. Maybe it was someone else. But I didn't start recycling. Actually, like, this is really bad. I didn't start recycling at all until I started working at Tadmore.
Yeah.
And it's just because it wasn't really introduced to me very much, and so I just never thought about it. And then 2 years ago, I'm like, oh man, this is something small I can be doing. Why am I not doing this?
Well, none of us really grew up with recycling. Greg and I are a little older than you. We got you by 25, 30 years, I'm sure. But we never really grew up with it. It's only in the last 5 to 10 years that it's really starting to take hold. So in school, a few years back, they probably didn't say, okay, now put your milk carton here, put your this here, put your that there. And so it never became a thing, probably until you got conscious about it about, 5 years ago, 7 or 8 years ago, whatever.
Thank you.
I understand that. Don't beat yourself up for it, because absolutely. And I recycle religiously. I do, because it's the right thing to do. Not for any other reason, because my OCD brain says, no, I have to put the glass here. I have to put the paper here. I have to.
It becomes part of
my
you
OCD brain.
You can't stop yourself, but in a good way.
It does. It does.
And it's hard. Obviously, when we drive around town on trash day, and we've got the 2 different bins now, you kind of okay. The effort is there. So, do your best to separate the stuff that you can and get things done. Hopefully, I'm a little bit cynical when it comes to recycling, only because you've seen too many things where a lot of communities make it look like they're doing it and they ain't doing it.
I know.
Yeah. Oh no, I have seen garbage trucks come by and boom, they all go into one.
But it can be done, and it is being done in a lot of areas. It's just it like everything else, it boils down to ROI. What's the return on investment of actually making the effort to do it? And as long as there's some effort, a little bit of return on the effort, it gets done. So Tadmore Tailoring, check it out. Facebook page. You do a lot of social. You're the social media person for Tadmore.
I am a social media person. My face is unfortunately all over social media. So I'm there.
Follow Tadmore Tailoring on Facebook and LinkedIn and see what Serene does. She's got a TED Talk that is available, TEDx Talk, where she talks about a pair of jeans and saving the planet. So it's pretty cool.
A pair of jeans, yeah.
I think Daniel's ready to be brought on the screen. So before we bring Daniel in, anything else that you want to add, Clarissa, before we transition into trivia?
I will say quick that we also have the new Sustainability Institute, which is on the social, so people can check that out, and it has its own social media. But it's where we're teaching people to and training them with certifications to actually become tailors and sewists. And we are actually having a signing ceremony this Wednesday because we got a grant for it, which is really exciting. So I just had to say that because I'm really excited about it, and I can't wait to see that start to undergo.
Sustainability Institute?
Yes. Sustainability Institute with Tadmore Tailoring.
I think I just learned a new word. Sewists?
Yeah.
Interesting.
You can say seamstress, or sewer, but sewist is oddly enough a word.
Okay, cool. My Scrabble playing.
Yeah, you're so welcome.
Thank you.
That's why I'm
Actually, here. No, they don't thank you.
All right, let's bring Daniel on and see if we can hear him. I can see him on the screen over there. Good morning to you, Daniel.
Morning, guys.
Hey, he's on the Wi-Fi out at West Rock Wake Park.
Good morning.
So
Welcome
back. Slight
back.
delay in what we get from you, but you look good.
Hey,
and
thanks.
I think this is going to work.
I feel like I'm the 80-year-old guest who couldn't figure out their technology this morning.
You did it though, man. You did
it.
I always tell the guests, hey, good news. You don't have to download anything.
No.
The link is all going to work through your browser. So just long as you click the link, put your name in, you're good to go. So, all right, Tom's got.
Yeah, we're just like clickbait. That's all.
Tom's got 3
Just click right here. We promise it won't
Tom's
cost you
triple
anything.
trivia's got three
Anyway,
questions here for us,
All right.
and let's put you front and center, Tom, so you can
Here they go.
fill us in. What do you got?
All right. All right, ladies and
Nervous.
germs, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, Greg, you are banned
All right.
from this part of it. You can answer only if our
All
two
right.
guests cannot. All right. First one, multiple guests. So, hey. All right. Question number one. It's all about Christmas. When did Coca-Cola start featuring Santa Claus in their ads? Was it 1901 or 1931? Once again, when did Coca-Cola begin featuring Santa Claus in their ads? Was it 1901 or 1931?
We got a couple of competitive guests. I know they want to win this right now.
I'd say
so
30. I'd say
I
31.
do, unfortunately. I was going to say the same thing.
That's okay.
I can? Can I say the same thing?
You can say the
I
same
was gonna
thing. You
say
don't have to
31.
guess. Oh, absolutely. Then
Ding,
you are
ding,
both
ding, ding,
correct.
ding.
You are both. Now, just for clarification purposes, I will say, do you have a guess? What do you? Even if he's right, I'll still say, do you have a guess? But you said I was going to say the same thing, and I wanted to make sure you understood.
All right.
10 guesses. The same thing. I didn't want you to think you had to go 1901,
No.
because then that wouldn't have been fair to you.
I
Duncan
know,
is
it's
busy
the
this
worst.
morning,
I was
isn't
trying
he?
to turn my microphone off. when I do this.
We hear you mostly. so
No,
it's
you're
good.
fine. I love that. Ding. All right, here we go. Here we go.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we got an alcohol question. All right, question number 2. Cognac is a type of which liquor? Is it brandy or is it whiskey?
Brandy.
Brandy.
Mm.
Brandy is, oh, Brandy, you're a fine girl. Yes, it is brandy. It is brandy. Oh, this is
Going for the sweep.
unprecedented. You're both two. This is the tiebreaker.
I know I don't drink
Right here.
cognac, and
This is a
I'm a whiskey
tiebreaker.
person, so I was like, oh no, I got this one.
All right.
It's well, most people don't drink cognac because it's like $12 an
Also a
ounce
good
or
reason.
something. It's like gold. Oh yeah. All right, here we go. Final question should be pretty simple, but it may predate one or both of you. I don't know. Who is the first American female to launch into outer space? It happened in 1983. Before you were born,
Yeah, I wasn't
Clarissa.
alive.
I'm sure. Daniel, I don't know about
Testing
you.
that history. Testing that history.
Okay, once again, let me ask it one more time. Who was the first American female to launch into outer
think
space?
I
It happened
know.
in 1983. This is
I
for all the
think I know.
biscuits
Was
right
her
here.
name Sally? Something? Okay.
I can't give you any hints, but
There was an astronaut named
but-
Sally.
There was. I know there's Sally
yeah, there was.
Ride.
I got nothing.
Daniel,
I
any
got nothing.
guesses? Oh, you should have went with
Yeah.
because Sally Ride is correct.
Women
Wow.
empowerment. Friends.
Wow. A clean sweep.
Ladies and gentlemen,
A clean
your
sweep. And I thought it
celebrity trivia victor,
Way to go.
Clarissa.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay, Greg, keep her on the screen. Keep her on the
Oh,
screen.
nice.
I've got
Okay,
to give
hand up
her
the
her
trophy.
trophy.
Here we
I'm
go.
going to see how this works. How does that work? I don't know how it works. How does it
I
work?
don't
How do
have
I give it to her?
magic here, but
Okay, there we
If
go.
only
keep
we
trying.
had, if we only we had
Yeah.
given the
Oh.
barista coffee, he could
I
be-
got to go.
That would have been easy.
There we are.
For sure.
There we are. That's your trophy for today, Gregors. I need a big
There
shot
we
of
go.
my
Oh, it's
trophy
so
here.
cute.
There we are. That is a
I
little
love him.
Snoopy, buddy.
I'm honored.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Oh yeah.
Well, Claire, thanks for
Very
carving out time
good.
for us this morning.
That might be the first.
We're excited for Legally Blonde to open on Wednesday, and there's 2 runs, ladies and gentlemen. There's 2 chances to catch it. So if you're busy this weekend, next weekend, and you can't go, catch us in July. I will say this: there's only 1 matinee performance, and that's a week from today, Saturday, a week from today at 2:00. So if you're someone who can't drive at night, and I have folks in my sphere of influence that don't want to drive at night anymore, that's the show to come to, Saturday, June 8th at 2:00. Otherwise, the shows all start at 8 p.m. And I got to be honest with you, it's better to come at night anyway, because the lights really take effect. And that's the real thrill of the theater, is being there when it's dark. and take advantage of that. But if you can't drive at night, we understand. Come to the matinee next Saturday too. So
And come see Greg because he's really good.
I'm outrageous. That's my job. I get to
He's
be
so
outrageous. Awesome, Claire. Well, we will see you at the theater. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you guys. Have a great
All right.
day.
There goes
Great
Claire
job,
from Tabner
Claire.
Tailoring,
Thanks for
Starlight
coming on.
Theater.
And by the way, Daniel, great job on that too. You nailed 2 of those. That last one, I don't know. I mean, it's it was a tough one.
Well, I knew it wasn't.
But you have.
I
heard
have,
of
and
her,
I
right?
wasn't. I was not wanting to name Challenger because I knew that was not correct with that awful situation. Yes,
Kristen
and
McCall
the only names I could think of.
That was the Teacher in Space program.
Yeah.
So I just had a pair of pants
Yeah.
For the first time tailored there, and they did a fantastic job. I wish I would have caught that earlier, but I was busy trying to get online.
Tabner's changing the world. It's amazing.
So
I mean,
good.
You can mail in their stuff and they'll mail it back. They have a system set up so that you can take a video of yourself and take measurements on yourself, and they will tailor it, and you don't even have to go into their store. It's
yeah.
amazing.
No, I had a really technical zipper done on a technical pair of like 686. I don't know. It didn't seem like an easy job, and they killed it.
Nice.
So I highly recommend them.
Nice.
Yeah.
That is
well,
awesome.
let's
That
reacquaint
is
ourselves with all things Daniel Jarrett. Tell everybody, for those who've never met you before, where'd you grow up, and how'd you find yourself to be where you are today?
I was born and raised in Rockford, 1980. So yes, I am older than your previous guest. Went to Lutheran, played basketball in college at a small school in Nebraska, lived in New York after college, took a detour because of the fashion industry. I've been in the modeling world since, 2001. So that's still my primary day job. But we were looking to move home to Rockford, and starting West Rock at Levings Park was the catalyst to be closer to family. And so we lived in New York, I think 10, 11 years, and then came back. And here we are this many years in. West Rock opened in 2014. We expanded in 18, and we won 22 Cable Park of the Year in the United States. So it's been a pretty fun journey. And here I am looking at the lake with the rain and the reservations going, okay, how do we try to open or not?
I don't see storms in the forecast, only rain. So how do you feel about that? Can you wakeboard in the rain as long as there's no thunder, lightning going on?
So we do not use a wake because we are a cable system. So the joke is that the ramps are already wet and you're going to get wet. So it still is an ultimate challenge. And as we all know, Americans are not Europeans. Europeans are a little more willing to jump in a wetsuit and do activities outside in any weather. Whereas Americans, it's like, if it ain't 70, 80, it's tough. So I'm trying to change the culture a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for those who have reservations today, and you're brave enough, you got the gumption, get out there and do it.
We're going for it. Yeah. I'll see you at noon, Greg.
Everything, but unfortunately for me, not today. We've talked about this before. I totally intend to get out there and give it a try.
Yeah.
And
we've got skis now, so you're good.
That's what my next question, because I really want to try it on skis first, and try to get up on skis first. But I'm very leery of doing such while I'm in a show at Starlight. So it might be after the second run. So end of July might be when I finally get out there and get out there.
Love it. Can't wait.
So West Rock Wake Park, was it your goal to be Wake Park of the Year, or was it just to get something started in Rockford? What was your ultimate plan?
Well, once we expanded, the dream was to create kind of the cable we'd always wanted to see. Most of the listeners, if not all, are not going to be familiar with how popular cable parks are in Europe. It brings the snow ski environment to the lake. You can have the independence of, booking a tee time and going and riding and going back to work. And so once we expanded after our proof of concept in, 2014 to 2017, I absolutely knew that we could create something special here with this property. The Park District is, it's such a gem in the Park District's portfolio. And if you haven't seen Levings Park, it is without question the prettiest park in Rockford. I'm a little biased, but I'm not the only one that says it. So yeah, I mean, just with our layout, the features that we have. So yeah, there you can see on the screen here. In the middle, you've got the islands, which are neat backstory on those. They are floating islands, and they're made out of recycled plastic bottles, and they help keep the waves down. They help clean the lake. The lake's a 100-year-old lake that was hand dug in the 1930s. So we've got the most ramps of any park in the U.S.
Really?
So
Wow.
yeah, and so the ramps we can move around. So if you think about a terrain park at your local ski resort, they can just push snow and move metal rails. We can move all of those obstacles around and combine them, and that is kind of what we're known for. We are the park for the Red Bull pro athlete star, all the way down to the first time rider.
So are they like anchored on either end with some sort of heavy anchor on each end?
Yeah, we jokingly call our park crew the mud bucket crew, because we just, when a certain ramp is, it's been in one place long enough, Greg, you and I could go out there in the mud and pick up the anchors and move it and give it a completely fresh look. So for you with like the show ski world, if the ramp is always on the right side, certain riders, that's actually a great picture. That is from Outdoor Outreach. So the Williams Tree Farm family every year hosts their group out here, and it is such a special day.
Nice.
50 kids, a lot of at-risk youth, kids that never imagined to fall in love with wakeboarding, and that is a special day. I can't say enough about the Williams Tree Farm family.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you've got this awesome park. You've got these national recognition now, and then some celebrity type people show up for you. Some wakeboarding pros and names that Tom and I probably never heard before, but we're not in the wakeboarding world. So the people that are probably driving for miles to come and see these people.
Yeah, it's been pretty neat. This past weekend, we had one of the top up and coming snowboarders in the world named Liam Brearley. So if you Google Liam Brearley, he won X Games gold. He won Dew Tour. He won Locks. He had his absolute breakout season. And it's pretty special to see. And there's Matt Manzari. He's also one incredible character. If you go back one.
Wow.
So yeah, Liam came out with a group of Canadians. He's from the Toronto area, and but he'll be a household name in the next couple of years.
Like Olympian type.
Oh, he's absolutely an Olympian.
Okay.
For the Canadian team, he's on the team and will be out there, I believe, next year. When's the next winter games? Why am I blanking?
2 years.
2 years.
It'll be 2 years from now.
Yeah, he's on the Canadian team.
26.
Yeah, the Paris Games are opening up soon, so that'll be this summer.
Yeah.
So people that want to come out and take advantage of what you're doing at West Rock, I've got this link here for your Facebook page and your actual page at your website page. I should open that up too real quick so people can see how cool that looks. It's easy to book a time, isn't it?
Yeah. So we've taught as young as 4, as old as 78. There is no easier way to water ski than at West Rock. And we joke with all of our boat friends in the Midwest, let me save you gas money. Come learn here. If you have a wake surf boat, teach your kids how to wakeboard at West Rock, because all the mechanics are the same and the kids will pop right up. I love that picture. That's a shot of our women's only event. And that's another thing too. You don't need to be Michael Phelps. You don't need to be in perfect shape. There's no more fun way to get in shape than doing laps of the cable. So it's kind of it's a simple line, but if we can help you stand up from a seated position on the ground, you can get up on a wakeboard, period.
I imagine most people, when they get out there for the first time, are thinking, boy, if I don't have strong enough arms to do this, I might have a struggle. But like you said, this is a workout. This is kind of a full body workout. Your core is going to be activated. Your legs are going to be activated. This is not just about your arms.
Yeah, it is a total body, but really the workout comes once you're good enough to ride the main cable lap after lap after lap. So the beginner class, again, is people are intimidated, and I just it makes me smile every year when people of all different body types, all different shapes, you name it, they fall in love with wakeboarding and they're all, we hear it all the time. I never would have believed this would have been my sport. So you simply book a never ever class, and we do land training and put you in the water. We've got a great YouTube video. That's our infomercial that you have on the screen now. But a new video we produced last year shows exactly what that beginner class is, why you should learn to wakeboard at a cable park.
Nice. And I'm going to zoom in on that map so people can see exactly where this is in Rockford, out there off of Montague. And as I was saying to Tom, as we were opening the show, people might take we've got this wonderful, natural belt line around Rockford between bypass 20 and the interstate and Springfield Avenue and Riverside. So if you've been on Springfield, the kind of belt line around the city, you might not even see Levings Lake because it's a little too far off to the east of Springfield. But once you get on Montague or Pierpont, you'll drive by over there and you're like, oh, what's going on over there?
No, that is one of the things that as years have gone on, we love about our location, even though a lot of Rockfordians are not used to driving through the whole core of town over to the west side. And it's such a beautiful gem, but everybody from the region coming off the bypass, or like you said, from the north on Riverside, it really is pretty easy to get to.
Yeah.
And everybody has GPS now. So there's, if you're driving in at the next light, turn right, so that's not really too difficult to find. If you really want to find it, if you're looking for it, you're going to find it.
So there's our booking platform. And if you see, so Slow Ride is kind of our intermediate class. That's once you pass the beginner class, or if you have previous boat experience, you can book a Slow Ride session on the main cable. First time riders, click there, of course. And then, I want to make note of the bottom right, which is we've got some special events. RGR was started by our friends over in Michigan in Grand Rapids called Action Wake Park. And that is a rail only contest, but some of the top riders will be here at the end of July. We also have, I don't know if we want to get into it maybe in a second here, but this event here on the screen, we're going to announce some pretty incredible news, and it involves a major sports drink. It'll be a qualifier for a major sports drink event in Madison. So it'll be pretty neat to have that kind of connection to, I can't say too much yet, but
well,
you can probably guess.
You got July 27th here on the calendar is the big day for RGR, rail only contest. What does it mean to say a rail only contest? What is that all about?
So from the snowboarding world, if you take out the big jumps, there's in a way less acrobatics, and it's kind of the leveler. There are certain riders that are better at rails only. And what I love about it is it really levels the playing field, and you've got some very technical, talented riders. And so there'll be an amateur and an open division. The open division will have pros coming in from all over the US. And then June 22nd, I'm thrilled that we got selected for the WWA regional championships. So June 22nd, we're going to host, it's 22nd and 23rd, Saturday and Sunday. And there'll be a boat event down at the conservatory. So there'll be wake surf, wakeboard. Anybody that's listening, we highly recommend you signing up and joining us. So if you wake surf on the Rock River, if you wake surf in the area, join this event and compete and have a blast. It's not for pros. It's a Malibu ride experience. And you can go to WWA.com to sign up for that. And then there'll be a cable portion as well. So really, really excited. And thanks to the Go Rockford. I mean, CVB called us up and said, hey, we're going to bid on this. What do you guys think? We'd love to help bring in a major tournament, and it's going to be pretty neat.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but wake boarding there's no strings involved. You're just going behind a boat and using the wake from a boat to do your tricks.
Correct.
So,
why do we call wakeboarding still the same thing when there's no wake involved on the cable, right? Is that what you're getting at?
Well, there's a wakeboard. There's a wakeboard.
Yes.
I get that. So the board is called a wakeboard. But I've never tried this before myself, but in the last few years, I've definitely seen the popularity rise of people who, they've got their speedboat, and they pull their kids behind the boat with their tubes and stuff, and they have a lot of fun with that. And then the older kids and the adults, they'll get out their wakeboards and ride the wakes behind their boats with no strings attached and see how long they can go, and test each other. And that's an interesting skill right there.
Yeah, it's called wake surfing. So wake surfing has been around quite a bit longer than most people realize, and it's been a wake sport that has really saved the boat industry. Wakeboarding behind a boat has kind of gone down in popularity, partly because it's pretty hard on your body. But wake surfing, you're going 10 miles an hour, super slow. It's got some other issues that on certain lakes that are too small, certain DNRs are fighting to ban it because of the size of the waves hitting people's docks and shores. But ultimately, like places like the river and larger lakes in the area, it's going to be a great sport for years to come. And again, at West Rock, we teach wakeboarding, and it'll give you the tools to wake surf or get up on skis. We can teach everything out here. That way, we'll save you gas money.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good deal. Good deal. Well, there's a lot going on at West Rock Wake Park this summer. And as I said before, even if you have no intention of actually doing it yourself, get out there and see what's happening so you can gather the scope of it yourself. It's just really something to just to watch. It's a very fun spectator sport.
Yep. Yeah. We actually just got our seasonal beer license as well. So there's an awesome little deck here at the beach house. You can just sit, and the sunsets out here are gorgeous. Come have a beer and watch.
Nice. All right. Well, before we let you go, two things. One, I know in the past you've wakeboarded with the Ski Bronx, and they just started their season this week. So I want to give a shout out to the Ski Bronx and all that they're doing down at Shorewood Park with those live shows Wednesday and Friday nights. Thank you for being a part of the show I was in 10 years ago to help us out.
Wow.
It's been 10 years ago. Yeah, we did the Bronx Point Academy thing, and it was a lot of fun to do. I was an MC for 3 years, and I know you've toyed with them over the years for a couple times.
They're such great friends, and the legacy that the Ski Bronx have in Rockford is so special. And get out there and see a show. I mean, what an incredible community. And another reason I try to plug our own business is that they need more teammates. And there is no easier way to get just a countless amount of water time than riding here. And we talk about it every year. We're like, how do we feed more skiers into that program? And again, if you don't own a boat, come ski with us, and we would love to introduce you to Ski Bronx. They're great people.
And then the other thing, I know you were involved in, I believe, in the inaugural season. Are you involved in Founders Commission again this year?
Yep, we are. We've got a pretty neat event coming up pretty soon, and my involvement's been a little behind in recent months, just with trying to get the park back open. But I love what Nick is doing over there and the team, and Alderwoman Gabby's on it, and there's just a great crew of people trying to highlight our excellence. We've got, you guys can rattle off countless people that have come through Rockford and done amazing things, and I think we've got a pretty special guest for this summer's event.
And this is Nick Povolitis, I believe. Nick Povolitis runs this. Last year, this big inaugural event with the fighter jet and everything else cool that he was putting on. Really looking forward to seeing what they put together for this summer too. So, anything else you'd like to add, Daniel, before we let you go and see if you can fight the rain and what's going on at Lovings Park today?
No, I appreciate again the opportunity. I always love seeing you guys, and sorry about the technical difficulties this morning. Just classic. We would love for everybody to show up June 22nd, 23rd. Even if you don't compete, just come get on the riverfront and watch the wakeboard, wake surf event the WWA is putting on, and then the cable event. We're going to have food trucks, live music. I think live music's that Saturday night at West Rock. So just, like anything, we want cool things in Rockford, but if we don't come out and support it, it's hard for these kind of companies to come back. And the WWA chose our location. So I want to show out for them.
And as we always say with Ski Bronx, people love skiing on our river because it's just laid out so perfectly for the sport. It's just really a great place to for the athletes themselves, because we've got the space, and it works out really well. So
yeah,
awesome, buddy. Well, we'll keep in touch with you, and have yourself an awesome summer at West Rock.
Appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. There goes Daniel. Daniel's here at West Rock Wake Park, and so many fun things to do in Rockford. And that's one of them. And hopefully somebody who's never heard of it before is hearing it for the first time today and going, really? That's in Rockford? Lovings Park? get
I
down
gotta
to
try
Lovings
that.
and check it out. You might see Joanne from Paws up on a wakeboard flying around the lake.
I don't know.
Joanne, if you do it, I'll do it too.
What a challenge.
All right, Joe. What's your
Yeah,
experience
that's
with
right.
water sports, Joanne? Did you ever do any skiing?
It's kind of a long
I
story.
put her on the spot. You've tried water skiing before, though?
Yes. Unfortunately, it was in Lake Michigan, and I stepped to get ready. I stepped down on someone's discarded glass
Oh
and
no.
ended up in the emergency room with stitches.
Oh
And then
no.
I never got back that summer, and those were friends that were skiers. So my experience with skiing was stitches.
Oh, wow.
I've said this before that it's remarkable that I've never water skied because I grew up in a lake town. I grew up with friends with boats and stuff, and for whatever reason, I don't know why. It's just happenstance that I never actually got out and got on water
I
skis.
thought Tom was going to go to the Learn to Ski Bronx thing.
Yeah, I'm going to be on the top of the pyramid, way up there.
We
That's my
intended to
goal.
go out to West Rock last summer, and it just didn't happen. So
We
maybe
did, yeah,
this will be the
we
summer
did.
that it finally happens.
The one and only time I've ever been water skiing, I got up the very, very first time. I got lucky, and I water skied for, I don't know, 20, 30 seconds, whatever, and then flipped over or whatever. But I could never get up after that. That's the only
Okay.
time I've ever been out. So I did it, and I'm good. I'm good. It was cool. It was my friend's sister and brother-in-law's
when
boat.
the snow
And
I
it
can
was-
snow ski.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's the other thing I've never done.
Never.
I was scheduled to go on a trip once, and weather didn't cooperate. But
You were
never.
my first husband. I hate to say I had two of them, but my first husband and I were avid skiers with the kids.
Nice.
Okay.
Well, I don't have a whole ton of shout outs this week, but I do have a few that I want to make sure that I get on the show. And the first one is the big one, and that's my daughter Allison's birthday. Happy birthday to Allison. She's her birthday is today, actual June 1st. She's a
Wow,
June 1st
happy
baby. I'm a
birthday,
July
Allison.
1st baby. So happy birthday,
June.
Allie. Yes, love you. Want to give a shout out to Fresh Prince of Loves Park. I had already showed off our hat that they made for us a couple weeks ago. I'm getting a couple for you guys too. Don't worry, they're coming. They're working on a special project for me that I'm really excited about. So that is coming together too. So Julie, Mike, Fresh Prince, thank you so much. PRINTZ, Prince of Loves Park. Check them out. Want to give a shout out to Ernie's Midtown Pub. I experienced that for the first time this week. Tom and Joanne, have you been down there yet?
I have not been there, no. But
it's right across the street from the old
go.
Amcor Bank off of 7th and 5th.
Which is now the school district. Yeah.
And they have their
Avenue,
own
I believe
parking
it
lot.
is.
So you don't even have to park on the street. There's a parking lot right next to Ernie's Midtown Pub there, which this is very convenient.
Yeah.
Great food, cool place. I'll be back.
Right, kind of. I think I've been there for lunch. It's not on the 7th Street. It's on a side street, right?
Yeah. Directly south of the
Yeah.
old Amcor building, which is now the school district building. So great place. And then I got to give a shout out to Vicky Groff and her new assistant Haley for hosting In Crowd 815 networking group this last Thursday night. What a great event. We had a lot of fun. We played a new game that was won by Jamie from Mosaic. She was excited to win the game that we played on Thursday night. And it was a fun mixer, a lot of new people that we had never met before. So a lot of first timers to our In Crowd 815 networking group, which, by the way, if you've never been there before, never heard about it before, Rockford's largest free non-membership professional networking group that meets basically 11 times a year. Last Thursday of the month, January through October, and then the first week of December, first Wednesday of December. And this year, because October's last Thursday falls on Halloween. We're changing the date of that event to October 17th. More on that later. But Vicky threw a great party at her place at Urbane Design Studio, and we had a lot of fun. She's on the second floor of the Day Plaza. I forget what they call it. Daydra Plaza, I think is what it's called. Corner of Perryville and Riverside, second floor. She's got a great design studio up there where she can sit down with her clients and go over different fabric options and stone options and different things. Design is more than aesthetics. There's other things involved with designing your space that you live in and that you work in. And she's really an expert at all of that stuff. So check out what Vicky's got going on at Urbane Design Studio. This month's event, June's in-crowd event, is at Rockford Rivets Stadium.
Ooh.
Yeah. And here's what's cool. The team is away, so we get to play. The stadium will be ours for the night, the last Thursday of June, and there's some fun stuff being planned for that. Want to thank SPI Security Pro Intel for sponsoring, and it looks like we got one other sponsor jumping in to help make things happen. I think MacTown Construction also is going to jump in to make a few other extra special things happen that night. So if the weather is anything like it was this past Thursday, there's no reason why we shouldn't see 100+ people come out to in crowd in June. If you're not following the Rivets on social media, you need to get on it. I don't do TikTok, but TikTok, Instagram are kind of synonymous for most of what they post. Instagram and Facebook and even LinkedIn, follow the Rockford Rivets. They're doing very fun stuff. Very fun stuff. I'm ultra impressed with what they're doing this year to make things. I knew they were taking things up a notch this year. They went up 4, 5, or 6 notches. They brought in some amazing talent. Not just the players on the field, but the people that are working in admin and behind the scenes and then their social media team and all that stuff are doing some excellent work. So Steve Mallet and your group over there at the Rivets, kudos to all of you. All right. What do we want to do next, guys? Do we want to tour a pause or we want to trivia first? You want to see cats? What?
I don't know. My battery's kind of not charging, so let me double check.
So while you're getting that ready, Rockford's first ever drone show is happening tonight in downtown. If you've never seen a drone show, light show, tonight at 9:45 downtown, they're going to be launching these near the intersection of North First Street and Market Street. So this is downtown Rockford, and it's at about 9:45 p.m. is when it'll be dark enough for them to launch the drones.
My iPad isn't holding a charge, so I'm like at 9% going down.
No.
So I don't think I can leave the charger. Oh, here's my macchiato.
Well,
here, he will even go in my lap. Here's our resident cat, macchiato.
Let's put you right up there, Joanne. There we go.
I love that cat.
Look at that beautiful cat. Macchiato is how long has Macchiato been around? Do you know?
2 years.
2 years? How is that possible?
That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. How old is he?
4 years old. So she spent half her life in paws.
4 years old.
But everyone loves her here. She's just got a personality that she needs to be queen of the house. She doesn't like other dogs or other cats and not a lot of people.
I'm not lobbying to get her, but I would take her in a heartbeat if I could, if the boss would agree with it. But I have 2 of the most cat-friendly dogs in the history of the world, and I have 2 of the most cat-friendly cats in the history of the world. They all get along. So I would venture to say, again, I'm not lobbying for it. I would venture to say that she would just integrate within a month
I know,
or 2.
But it's kind of, what if she didn't? It's kind of hard on the cat. I mean,
No, I know. And she's like, bring me back to pause. Great, good chance. I know. So I probably wouldn't want to
yeah.
put her in that position. So
So we do have dogs coming in, and we do have an open house for dogs from 11 to noon. So we have four or five new dogs coming in today.
Okay.
So sorry
Now-
about my iPad is kind of funky today.
Oh, we understand. We understand. I did see a post this week of a kind of a bit of a kitty crisis going on. You've got no room for new cats.
No, which is kind of sad. So if you're in the mood to adopt, come on out because we don't have any. We closed intake.
Yeah.
So
And that's a rare thing for you guys. It doesn't happen all that often. So the call is out there. We need more cat adopters to step up and adopt cats if at all possible,
coming in now.
or even probably fosters. Even if someone's not ready to adopt, maybe
Well,
they can
and, you know,
for a few weeks.
fostering. I've been doing fostering for a long time, and it's in my blood, I guess. And I feel bad. You know, we have trouble getting new fosters. People say, "Oh, I can't do it because I would fall in love with it." You do fall in love. I fall in love with every one of my dogs, but I know that and I said this so often, I'm the bridge to their future.
Yeah.
And you know that. And so when you take a dog, you love them with your whole heart, and then you let them go and you cry, and then you're ready to love again.
There you
And
go.
it's a process that needs to be done, and we need more. We need to keep our dog program active. We need more dog fosters.
and we need
And-
good fosters. We need people that are committed to it. Because when you let that dog go or you let that cat go, it helps to know that you vetted them properly. They're going to a safe place. They're going to a place where they will
And
be
we
loved.
also, that's something with Paws, is that we have a voice in where the dog goes. If we don't feel comfortable,
Right.
you know, we'll just say, "Hey, this family doesn't seem the right fit."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And there is a right fit for everybody.
yeah.
The big event that's next on the calendar looks like for Paws this year is the No Fleas Market. That's 3 weeks away from today.
June 22nd.
Yeah, 3 weeks from today, June 22nd. Is there still booth rental spaces
I
available?
think there might be. I mean, we could still fit you in. We've got plenty of room. We could fit you in, and but the big thing is to come out and buy some fleas.
Or
No
drop some
fleas.
off.
It's
And then
no-
we're also
no
going to have
fleas.
the shelter will be open, and there will be dogs there, so you can see some of our adoptable dogs.
Nice. Okay. June 22nd, mark that on the calendar. And come on out to Paws and experience all of that fun stuff. All right. I wanted to share this real quick too, because I forgot to share this screen before letting Claire go. To get tickets for Starlight Theater shows, it's a special website, rvcstarlight.ludus.com. Did I put that in the chat? I think I did. Yes, I did. So rvcstarlight.ludus.com is
Is
their
your
ticket service.
show coming up pretty quick? Did you
It's
talk
this
about
Wednesday.
This?
It's
Wow.
this Wednesday opening night, and we're very, very excited. We've got a great show. We've got this year's show staging, and I don't know about props, but staging is probably one of the most intricate stages I've been involved in yet at Starlight Theater. There's a lot of moving parts to this show, and we have about a dozen, maybe 14 backstage crew members to make this show happen. And the cast is about 30 people. So there's literally about 40 to 50 people on the stage. You won't see them all, but they're making it happen to make the show actually come together. And volunteers, community, and it comes across as a Broadway theater show. It's amazing.
Wow.
It's
They
amazing.
always do such an awesome job.
So coming out to Starlight Theater this season. All right. If Tom has trivia for us, we'll go to that. Otherwise, we'll go to Big Number. Tom's got trivia for us, Joanne.
I have
Okay.
trivia.
All right.
I have trivia.
No,
More
my
Tom's triple
lighting
trivia.
is really good today. Usually I'm in a shadow, so I don't know where
Yeah.
I'm sitting differently, or they put new lights on the.
Maybe. All right,
So I'm like,
I've
whoa.
technically got 4 questions. I couldn't decide between 2 of them, so I'm going to give you 4 questions. The 4th
Okay.
one will serve as a tiebreaker of sorts. All right.
All right.
All right. Question number 1. This one might be a little difficult. Maybe. Maybe not. All right. Question number 1. What is Michael Jackson's daughter's name?
Oh man.
Once
I
again,
don't
what is
know
Michael
yet.
Jackson's daughter's name?
I feel like I just heard it in the last couple of weeks too, and I can't think of what it is. Or no, that was Elvis's daughter that we just heard recently because of the Graceland situation.
Well, that was Lisa Marie. Yeah.
Lisa Marie's daughter. Lisa Marie's, so Elvis's granddaughter.
But I don't know if
It's in the
it
news.
was with Lisa Marie Presley. I don't know. I don't think they were married that long. I think it was with someone else. I think he married like a publicist or something. It was all, for show.
I thought Elvis only had one wife, and
I thought so too.
He did. He had Priscilla Presley was his wife. I don't think he ever remarried. But what I'm saying is
Lisa Ann, his daughter.
his daughter
His-
was Lisa
his
Marie
daughter.
Presley.
Yeah,
And then Michael Jackson married Lisa Marie Presley, but I don't think he had the daughter, this
No.
daughter with Lisa Marie
Oh,
Presley.
you're mixing up the people with me. Okay.
Okay,
Stunned.
I am going to give you one hint. It is a world capital. Same name as a world capital. That's your only hint.
Is it
You-
Paris?
Paris is it.
Paris.
Paris
All right.
is it. Very good.
Paris
Very good,
Jackson.
Joanne. All right,
All right.
Paris Jackson. That's right. All right. Question number 2. In 1898, Pierre and Marie Curie discovered polonium and this other element.
Radium.
Radium is, Greg, what do you say?
I was like, what? Yeah, good job, Joanne.
All right.
Way to
Good
go.
job, Joanne.
She also
2-0.
died from exposure to radium.
Radiation
Yeah.
poisoning.
Yeah.
I
That's
don't know
right.
how old she was. That's unfair, Greg, because I just finished reading The Radium Girls.
Did you really?
No, jeez. It's not unfair. That's not
job.
unfair at all. You just
I want
you
Joanne
know
on
it.
my
That's a
trivia
good
team.
thing. Yeah. Okay, and then your Rockford trivia question, and then I'm going to do the tiebreaker. Wow, Greg, you're down 2-0.
There's
So
no tiebreaker for me today.
yeah, there's no time. I'm going to give you the final
time
question.
maker. It'll be a time maker if I can get 2 in a row.
Okay, this is a multiple guess. In what year did Mississippi Golf Course open? Your options are 1912, 1916, or 1922.
Holy cow.
Once again, when did Mississippi
Oh,
Golf
very
Course
close.
open? Was it 1912, 1916, or 1922?
I'm going to say 22. I thought they just celebrated a 100-year anniversary.
I'll say 16.
It's the same year the Titanic sank, 1912.
Oh,
Yep.
wow.
1912.
All right. Well, no tie maker for me. Joanne's the winner.
Well, so you know what? You are correct about the 100-year anniversary, but it was probably in 2012. It was
2012, big
probably
deal.
literally 12 years ago.
Yeah.
That's funny. All right, tiebreaker anyway. Here we go. What was Sherlock Holmes' address?
Downing Street. Downing Street?
Nope. That's where I
No.
believe Buckingham Palace is.
Oh. I'm in the right country.
Yeah, you are.
I don't know. Do you remember Sherlock Holmes's
Joanne, any guess? Sherlock
No.
Holmes address? Here we go. 221B Baker Street.
Baker Street.
221B Baker Street.
221B Baker Street.
All
All
right.
right.
If you'd have just said Baker Street, I wouldn't have given it to you. The 221B was because that's his address. You can't just send something to Baker Street and expect it to get there to Bob Smith, you know?
Is Baker Street Burgers Sherlock Holmes fans? Is that
I
what
don't
that-
know. But I had I used it as a trivia question a while back. And I played Baker Street by Jerry Rafferty.
Little hint for y'all.
Here's another one. Another one. Sometimes I get these out of trivia that I write for my trivia, and I don't write all the trivia. I write some of it. But anyway, I did the question: who was the first female to launch into outer space? It happened in 1983, and I played Mustang Sally by Wicked Wilson Pickett. And one team, they kind of looked over at me, and I couldn't help but smile. And they were like, yeah, that's it. Ride, Sally, ride. You know, so
That's in the song.
it is in the song. I get a kick out of that kind of stuff. You got to help them once in a while, right?
That's right.
All right,
Yeah.
so Joanne
Yes.
is today's winner.
Congratulations.
There you go. You win the Snoopy Aquarium or Snow Globe or whatever it's called.
Snoopy Snow Globe is all yours. Big number of the week, Tom. Our current race to 10 has Tom on the cusp of a victory today. Our race to 10 has Tom leading 9-8.
Then
And the
we can meet for lunch and get our caps.
That's right.
That's
Here's
right.
hoping I got those. Here's hoping I get those this week.
Where'd we go? Where'd we go last time? We went to
Sherry's place? Before the place?
old Cracker Barrel.
Cracker Barrel. We went to Cracker Barrel.
Oh,
We went to Cracker Barrel last
right.
time.
900.
I'm okay with that again for Red
Is
Robin.
the big number of the week this week, guys. 965,000. The answer is messy or menu. Messy or menu. And let me see here. Tom did text me his answer, so his
Okay.
answer's already in. Joanne, messy or menu? What is your guess? Go.
messy.
You're going with messy. All right. Well, Tom went with messy as well. So you're either both scoring or you're both not. Taco Bell. When's the last time you had Taco Bell, kids? I haven't had.
A month ago or so. I avoid it like the plague usually. No offense, Taco Bell. It's just Taco John's is better,
The last time I
but
had
much
Taco
more
Bell.
expensive. I'll have to
Taco
throw that
Bell
out
is
there.
bringing giant Cheez-Its to the masses. They tested 2 menu items made with a Cheez-It that is 16 times the normal size. So you know how small a Cheez-It is. Times that by 16.
It's gonna be this size
It's
right
a big
here. It's a
Cheez-It.
big cheese.
The chain,
Maybe
There you
this.
go.
This size.
they're taking the
It's gonna be that size.
collaboration nationwide. So pretty soon at your local Taco Bell, you'll be able to get a couple of different menu items made with Cheez-Its that are 16 times its normal size. That's a big number. But Tom, yeah, you're getting the win. Here we go. Messy is the answer.
All right.
It was just in May, just a few weeks ago, that a person paid $965,000 for something, guys. That has to do with messy.
I was
Can
too.
you guess what it is?
Probably his.
It is not
sweatband.
clothing.
Oh.
Nothing to do
His
with clothing.
car.
This is a real human money. $965,000. Someone paid to buy a napkin.
A napkin.
The napkin
And he
napkin
signed?
contained sports history. It outlines the deal that Messi signed back in the year 2000 with FC Barcelona. They promised to sign a 13-year-old Lionel Messi to the club, and it was outlined on a napkin. So
Wow.
those things you can get
Wow.
at the wholesale store, 1,200 of them for $12. Someone paid $965,000 for one of them. I'm assuming it had his signature on it. Why else?
Or else it's
Oh, I'm sure
DNA.
it did. Yeah. it would
Imagine
have
a
to.
13-year-old being so good at soccer that a club, a soccer club, is saying, "We're signing you now. We want you to commit to playing with us when you're ready to become a pro. And here are the terms outlined on this napkin. Sign here." Here, I've got a napkin right here. We're just gonna fill out all our terms. You
The
sign at the bottom.
size of the Taco Bell cheese.
Yeah, there you go. That might have been a deal on a napkin too. If you ever do a bunny trail deep dive Google search thing for deals made on napkins, you will find so many amazing things. It's hilarious, but true. People have done this for years. They're sitting at a bar somewhere. They come up with an idea, and they're like, "Oh, we gotta make this formal. Here, I got a pen. You got a napkin. Sign here." There you go. All right, kids. With 2 guests, we've only gone a little bit over today, so not amazingly over, but it went well. Any final thoughts before we wrap up for the week?
Yeah, I just got a text from my neighbor who watches our show.
Morning, Steve.
Hi, Steve. How are you? And he said he forgot the name of the theater at RVC. It's Starlight Theater. Starlight Theater, and it's been Starlight for a long time, even when it was in the barn. So if he's still watching, he'll get it. If he's not watching, then I'll just tell him. I'll wander over to his house. But anyway, that's it for me.
Right.
Great job on trivia,
Yes,
Joanne.
the star trivia this week. And remember, friends, you change the world when you help one person. Be a blessing to someone this week. We'll try to do the same. Meet you back here next week for another In Crowd 815 podcast. Happy birthday, Allie.
Bye-bye.
In crowd, 815. In crowd.